FIRST is amazing. It's one of those organizations that is really at the right place at the right time.
It's not about robots. It's about showing youth that there's a career path for them that involves science, technology, math.
FIRST is about students finding their own passion in life.
How do you sum up FIRST? Because it's this really, really, really big, awesome program into one or two sentences. And this year, an individual in Oregon who just started working with us, and he's been in STEM education for a while, summed it up with my favorite saying: FIRST is to STEM education as Elvis was to rock and roll.
FIRST, from my experience, is a way to get thrown into science and engineering. You go in head first, and there's no stopping. You have to think quickly on your feet, and I think it's a really good lesson for the real world. You don't get a lot of that in school.
I knew this was the way to do it. This is the way to get kids inspired, excited, with the pageantry, with the grandeur. You know, we're making heroes out of technology and the people that make technology happen.
From the very first year that I got involved in FIRST, I realized that I was involved in something really amazing and really special. It's not just an activity, it's really the formation of a community. And it's a community of people who all share common passions and interests, but also have been sort of shaped and molded by the idea of gracious professionalism and the idea of community involvement and volunteerism.
There's 100 ways to cheat in this game, and yet everyone I know associated would be aghast to even suggest doing it. Is everybody's had a freshman come in and say, oh, well, they won't know if we do this, and everybody who's done this for a year turns on him and says, we don't play that way. We play by the rules because that's GP.
Very warm and inviting ethic, and it's really the reason that FIRST works.
Gracious professionalism is how I think the world needs to start playing.
I'm very inspired by what I see. I mean, I get the biggest thrill out of just walking the pits and talking to the students and listening to what they have to say and looking at their robots and seeing the real look of pride on their face when they tell me what they've done and all the trials and tribulations they've gone through and the different things that they've tried that haven't worked. And I'm a firm believer that you learn a lot more through failure than you do through success. And those things you learn through failure stick with you a lot longer.
It's really cool as a mom to watch just what I call the beautiful people of the earth. And those are the FIRST kids, the problem solvers, the smart kids, the ones who want to delve in and help and be part of something, to develop in such a self-confident but humble and gracious human being is what I see day in and day out and year out in this program, and how we develop that in a child.
If I were to say one thing to a student who knows nothing about FIRST to draw them in, it would probably be, this is fun. It's probably the hardest fun you'll ever have, but it's fun. And you can ask any one of the students out there, and they'll probably agree with me.
No, you don't. Oh, you don't need to know programming or anything. We'll teach you that. You don't know how to work a screwdriver. It's really easy. We'll teach you that.
FRC has an average of about 25 students per team. When you have 25 students, it's virtually impossible to give everybody a wrench and have them be working on a robot at the same time. I mean, it just does not work. It's pretty much mass chaos. Some of the more successful teams end up deciding that they want to specialize. They have a business unit, they have a marketing unit, some teams even have a, quote, parental control unit to try to make sure that parents don't overly interfere.
So usually the first question I'll ask a freshman is, what are your interests? If you had to go to college, if you had to pick it right now, would it be business, engineering, art, architecture, whatever? What would it be? And then I leverage that. I tell them that this is not a robotics team, this is a robotics business. And what it produces are students that want to go to college. with some idea why they want to go to college.
Being involved on a FIRST team is an experience that you'll be able to talk about. It's I don't want to call it resume food, but it really is. It is an accomplishment, and it is a valued accomplishment all across the country and actually around the world.
Right now, we have somewhere between about $14 and $15 million worth of potential scholarships out there waiting for students. And the amazing thing is that more and more students are attracted to some of the higher end colleges. About 10% of the entering class of MIT last year were all FRC alum.
We're not going to make everybody an engineer. We just want to help you find your passion.
I'm glad that I know what I know now, and FIRST has taught me that.
My name is Stokely, and I'm born first.
My name is Deb Mumhill. I'm the FIRST Pacific Northwest Director, and I am born first.
Hi, my name is Brittany Wegman. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I was born first.
My name is Kevin Ross. I am the founding chairman of Washington FIRST Robotics, and I am born first.
My name is Bill Miller, the director of FRC, and I am born first.